Good afternoon. It's drive time with Dave. I'm Dave. I'll be your driver. Today is Terrific Tuesday. Why is today so terrific? Well, I'm just going to call it Terrific Tuesday. I don't know that it was very terrific for me, but it's terrific. We'll call it Terrific Tuesday. It could be, devastating, or I could probably come up with a bunch of other words that it actually was, but we're going to stay positive no matter what, because that's our goal. So one of my subscribers left a very nice comment with a long explanation of the perceived reality and the things that we learn and what and who we're learning from and about. And I'll say I stand corrected. There are some very, very knowledgeable people in the world that simply don't make a lot of money, or they do make a lot of money and they choose to not live that life. They choose to keep it simple. They choose to just keep all their money in the bank. Okay. And I agree 100%. I do know people that live a very simple life and they choose to keep all their money and they don't have a whole lot of nice things. And that is possible. And I go with, your environment, who you learn that from. Did your parents teach you to be, super conservative and just save all your money, and you get a really good education and you become a, scientist or an engineer, and you just keep it simple forever and you save all your money, and that's how you're going to achieve something. But I have to remind you, that is not the goal of my life or my videos. So my goal is for you, each one of you that's watching, to make so much money your life blows up around you. Just explodes. Boom. That's it. Boom. You're going to explode right out of your house or your apartment or your townhouse or your condo into a ginormous mansion because your money is just falling out of your pockets. Or you make so much money, you're like, I'm not doing it, Dave. I'm not going to buy another house. I'm not buying another car. I'm keeping my house. My house is paid off. I'm keeping my car. My car is paid off. I'm just going to keep all that money and look at all those zeros in the bank. And I agree. I wish that I could figure out how to do that myself. But I can't figure it out. Because my children are small and my life is big. So every time they want something, I give it to them. And I give them things that they probably don't even want. But I just want them to have it. So all those things just keep taking money. Not everybody wants to just keep giving their children or their family or their friends money, time, information. Some people just want to work 9 to 5 and go home and enjoy their evenings and have their Saturdays and Sundays off, and they want to make a good living doing it, or what they perceive as a good living. Back to my original statement, when I'm told that someone's they live a fantastic life, they make good money, they live very simply. They are living on a fixed income. They are a plumber, an electrician. You live on a fixed income, whether it's $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year. People want to save some portion of that income, and in saving some portion of their income, they will restrict by proxy how much money they are going to spend to have or have not the things that they want or they don't want. So the guy living on a fixed 50 or 60, 70, 80, we're just going to cap it at $100,000, somewhere in that range. They get a paid vacation and they go on a cruise every year, and they live a pretty simple life. Their house is paid for, their car is paid for, they don't want anything. They have everything in life that they could possibly want. Do they really have everything in life that they could want? When you talk to them, they do. They're as happy as a clam because they've got a good paycheck and everything's paid for, and they're perfectly happy. If I come along and I said, hey, John, Ralph, James, Chris, uncles, brothers, nephews, aunts, friend, how about if I doubled that income? No strings attached. If you go back and trace back in their life with their fixed income as they grew in that position, that job, that career, you would see they started making little and they took a lifetime to get to where they are today. And during that period, they were saving as much as they possibly could, because that's what they were taught. Never taking any chances. Never making that leap, taking that jump. Yes, that leap, that jump, that movement, that measure, it's scary. And some people are way more risk averse than the rest of us. If Bill Gates hadn't have gone and stole that mouse from Xerox, there wouldn't have been a mouse for a PC. So he took a leap in the wrong direction or the wrong side, or he took a chance when he did that. And it was a big chance. It could have gone much differently. Or when he actually bought the DOS, or disk operating system, as it was called then, from a gentleman for pennies. Some few $1,000s worth of pennies that laid the foundation that today is a huge, $100-something billion company. Numbers that I'll never understand and I can't hope to achieve. But with my limited knowledge and experience, I take those leaps almost on a daily basis. So I have to keep moving forward and changing, moving with the economic, global product changes. Always be prepared for change and willing to accept change, because wired earphones are a thing of the past. The new iPhones don't even have a headphone jack on it anymore. So if you were big on Amazon and you were selling millions of pairs of headphones and you had every color combination, you name it, you were the man, you were rolling in the dough. What happened when Apple said there's not going to be a headphone jack anymore? Maybe you had prepared for it. Maybe you were forward thinking. You're constantly looking, evolving, changing, when you were not. Well, let's just say that guy that sells those wired headphones, he's probably not doing so good today. So we have to believe in our product. And in believing in our product, we also have to believe what's the long term? What's the forward aspect? Can our product change? Well, like us at home, we sell jeans. That's her big product. Well, jeans don't change much. The style changes slightly, and the designs change greatly, and new manufacturers pop up. So there are trends with jeans. Levi's are the staple. They're always just Levi's. The price point is whatever, $24, $25. New, they're whatever, $30, $40, and used, they're $20. I don't know, I'm just making up some numbers. That's what it feels like. Then you get into the higher end brands, and the problem with those brands are super trendy. Are you operating in a trendy market? How quickly do those trends change? How fickle are those customers? How broad a reach do those products have? See? Because of the price point, you are eliminating a huge buyer pool for your product. So would I rather sell $10 products to 1 million people, or $100 products to 100,000 people? I don't know. What would you do? I know what I would do, because that's what I do. I would love nothing more than to reduce the workload by having higher priced products moving, because it would take half the people, half the work. Sounds like a dream come true to me. My example in the used clothing or new clothing market is BHFO. They're the biggest cat on the block. That cat comes around the corner and the dogs run. That's right. And if you don't know who they are, you should look who they are. They're the big kid on the playground. When it comes to clothing, online e-commerce, they're the example. We follow those examples. You can look at their products, the type of material they're moving, and you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about products. You can see all the sold listings too, because it's all on eBay. Can you imagine what kind of a system a company that's doing $100 million a year on eBay? What does that software look like? How many employees? Hundreds? Hundreds. What's their inventory system look like? Craziness. It's crazy. So I've covered multiple topics. Our expected reality, which I like to talk about, is that people's expectation, what they think they're going to do. It's that, I love that I don't know if it's called a meme or a joke or what the cartoon is. It's the one that goes, it's got a picture of the guy and he goes, what my friends think I do, and then the next cartoon's what my family thinks I do, and then the next cartoon's what I'm actually doing. There's more to the cartoon, but it's something about what I think I'm doing, and then the last one is what he's actually doing, and it's completely bonkers. So what we think we're doing compared to what we let people think we're doing. What are we letting them think? What are we showing people? Which goes all the way back to the very beginning, what started the video. So people that have a skill or a trade and they make a fair wage, or they earn money versus they make money. I consider myself a money maker. I do not consider myself a money earner. I'm not an earner. I'm a maker. So when you are skill capped, you're in a trade skill, your skill is going to be worth X forever. Whether you're a car mechanic or a plumber, the only way you're going to make more money as a mechanic would be to, say, open your own shop. And typically, people that get into a skill, unless they are, they're business minded, they're an entrepreneur, their drive and their determination is How can I work on more than one car at once? I need to hire someone and pay them half of what I'm getting paid to do the same amount of work I'm doing. Well, that's how it all starts. So in that skilled labor world, or that skilled world, whether it's a paralegal decides that they want to be an attorney because they only get to do one side. They only get to fill out the forms. They don't get to charge people for advice or information other than filling out a form. And you're skill capped at that point. You're capped on the value for the information that you can provide, whether it's a paralegal or an auto mechanic or a plumber. You can only do so much yourself. So when you get paid whatever that percentage is per hour, so it's the value for the time invested. And when you start working super smart and you're working really hard and you're putting in the time, you're putting in the hours, and you hire people to do the listings for you, that becomes the mundane task, the repetitive work that we try to move ourselves away from. That's what I try to move myself away from. I have to pay people to do those mundane, those repetitive tasks. When you can't pay them, you simply do them until you get to a point where you can pay to have those tasks done. It doesn't matter whether it's listing on eBay or listing on Amazon or repairing another car that you just simply don't have time to do, and you can pay somebody half to do it. Those are the beginning steps. When you're looking for a financial freedom, are you trading that financial freedom, the financial success, one for the other? Are you trading a $50,000 or $60,000 a year job to make $50,000 or $60,000 to gain some freedom? In a lot of cases, in a lot of time, it's not a fair trade, because you're trading a 9 to 5 for 6 to 11. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you're trading 8 hours for 16 hours a day. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. They don't understand the effort that they have to put in for the time. They think that they can just keep working 8 hours a day, and I suppose you could if you don't want more, if you're not driven and you just want to make, I just want to make $50,000 a year, I want to make $1,000 a week. You break down the numbers and you figure out how much material you need to sell. You divide that by the number of days that you're trying to achieve that in. You come up with a sell-through rate based on how quickly those products are selling. So you come up with how much money you need to have for inventory, how much of that material and how quickly it needs to go up for sale, how long you can hold it up for sale without reducing the price. Gosh, doesn't sound like it's very much fun at all. But if I choose that I want to take a cruise next week or go camping or go do whatever I'm going to do, and my sales drop, I only have me to blame. If I get up and I go to work next Monday morning and I lose my job, I'm pretty sure I still only have me to blame. Or was it the lack of work? They didn't have enough work for me. I was too expensive. I was, last in, first out. Maybe I haven't worked there very long. People's fear of losing their jobs or having somebody come in, you got to train somebody to do a portion of your job that costs half of what you do. All the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis, because I have employees that are always worried, are they going to lose their job because there's not enough work? Are they going to lose their job because there's 1,000 people out there that need a job and are willing to work for half of what they're working for? The things that concern me and make things difficult, you have an employee that's making $20 or $30 or $40 an hour, and I that have been doing that same job for 10 or 15 or 20 years, and every day through the door walks a guy that will do that job for $10 an hour. But I don't have the years of experience. This guy just needs a job. Who's to say that he could do the job? Who's to say anyone is capable of buying and reselling. It's the same principle. No matter what we believe, it looks so simple to be able to buy and resell. Just buy it, put it online, it'll sell. Well, not everybody has that built-in quality of best judgment. They don't have the forward-thinking viewpoint to go, when I package this in such a way that it shows up at that person's house and it's packaged terribly, they couldn't look at it and go, man, I better make this look better when I ship it. Some of the stuff I see on some of the reseller channels, some of the questions out there, I think are a little common sense, and the answer is always, to me, it's always the same. It's always, how would you want to receive that? How would you expect it to be described? How should you describe it to make someone comfortable buying your product? And if you were the buyer, which a lot of us are, we go online and we buy other material, we buy stuff from, how do we feel when it's described poorly? You don't feel so good. Well, you don't want to buy that product. Well, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Well, then you know what? You're going to get what you pay for. They don't describe the fact there's a big old hole in the rear end. I wish they'd have told me, because all they've done is waste my time. It's not like they can keep my money, so I'm going to return the item, but it just wasted everybody's time. And then it puts a sour taste in your mouth. Do you want to be that person that gave a potential brand new online customer sour taste in their mouth? I personally don't. I want to make sure that if you buy one of my used products, that I'm providing you the best possible shopping experience. But not everybody can see it like that, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I want to, I like to put in there that, listen, what you're about to buy from me is the most amazing used product in the history of all used products. Like when you open the box, little fireworks are going to pop out. And you're going to be like, wow. So when they leave their review, I would buy everything in the world from this seller. That's how I want everybody to see it. I want everybody to see the same thing, receive the highest quality possible treatment. People think they can just go and they can buy stuff and they can throw it up online, and then somebody's going to come along and buy it, and they're going to be a sucker. And I don't understand why people can't put the puzzle together that says, treat people how you want to be treated. That's it, right? That's what we have to do. Treat people like we want to be treated. This is Drive Time. I'm Dave. Treat people like you want to be treated.